No, we met back.
Check.
Have you ever been that person? Got too messed up before the set?
You know what? I have. I have definitely been there and done that.
Really?
But hey,
Define too fucked up though, because look, your definition of too fucked up doesn't mean everyone else knew you're fucked up. Did everyone else know?
I think so.
Okay,
I
that
think
means
so.
yes. That
Yeah,
means yes.
probably.
That means yes.
Yeah,
Like, what's the red flags already? People knew you were fucked up. Like, you know?
just fucking up the mix. Like
Right.
not mixing correctly. Like maybe like off of time, or maybe even fucking like a full stop on the fucking where it goes silent type of a thing.
Got you.
You play it again type of a thing. But yeah, I've definitely had my time of doing that, and I didn't do it like a shit ton of times or anything like that. I think gosh, I'm trying to recall the first event I did that. I think it was honestly, it's funny. It was like one of my own events. It was when we were doing Capitol Underground a long time ago.
Oh.
And dude, yeah, I got too fucked up. I was like stoked on the night. Like we had like fucking 500 heads there, and I was like, fuck yeah, I was just fucking partying and went to spin, and I was too fucked up. And yeah, after that though, I really started to like dial myself back. I was like, wow, that can never fucking happen again. Like the people who came here to see me perform and do my thing, like I've completely failed them. Like what the fuck am I doing with my life as an artist? So like I was like, you know what? Like so now my rule is like no more for myself than 2 tall cans or 6 shots. Like
That's
God damn,
two tall
Choley.
cans or 6 shots. Like I cannot do more than that.
Six
and if
shots.
I do, I'm gonna have problems.
Six
Well,
shots of anything doesn't matter.
it does matter. Like I generally like whiskey. Like I'll drink whiskey, but like when it comes to tequila, it might be a little different. It might be like
Okay.
5.
Right.
You know?
Man,
Yeah.
I believe that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
5,
So, like,
bro. That's more
I
than
have
I
a
can
limit for
drink a
myself.
night.
No, fuck off. Really?
Really?
No, stop, Robert. You're a big fool, dude. Like
I know. Look,
Yeah,
this
I'm
is
just
what I do. I
alcoholic
make
over
it
here.
seem like I'm drinking a lot. I'll make it seem like when we're chugging, I'm chugging, but I'll be on my same can for a cool hour and a half, and then I'll switch out, and then it'll be
Hey, that's
full.
respectable though. No shit.
I'm fucked up too. Don't trip.
Yeah, you notice like, oh, when someone messes up the mix, that's like an indicator when it's like someone's like going to like, they probably like messed up or something. And it's funny, especially with DJs, because I know attendees that go to these events, like when they hear the mix, like get mixed up. I know they hear it, but I know DJs they hear it for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even when I'm in a conversation, like I'm literally giving this conversation my full attention, dude. If I hear like a fucking offbeat, like mixed in, like a transition, like I will literally like the focus would just go straight to like that like messed up like mixed in transition. I'm like, oh, hold up, like fuck,
That just happened.
This is my DJ, like this is my DJ, so like fucking bugging me, like, hey, dude, you heard what just happened? Like, that's one of the indications for sure when DJs are fucked up. Like a lot of times, like the mix, and it's so crazy because like when you mess up, like you definitely like, especially when the DJs are in the crowd, like you got their attention. Like you want DJs' attention in the crowd, fucking mess up.
Yeah.
Mess
no
up.
shit.
You want their attention, just fucking mess up, and you'll see the DJs.
All of them.
Hey, you want to know who the DJs are in the dance floor,
Synchronized.
and you're DJing? Fuck up, and then look up and see who's all like looking at you right away. They're like, "Oh shit, you saw it? You saw it? Oh, you heard that?" Cause you know why? Cause I see myself do this shit too. Where like I'm like having a good time, I'm dancing like with someone, or I'm having a conversation with someone. Mix is good, and then the mix is just like ass out of nowhere. I'm just like, hold this conversation real quick. Like you're like it may not even be a DJ I'm talking to. It should be a regular person that's not a DJ. I'm like, hey, like, you just hear what the fuck just happened? Like,
Let me ask you guys something.
that's my attention.
Say you're at a show that has like two stages, 3 stages, whatever the case may be, right? And you're walking around, and you walk into a stage, and you want to be at this stage for a little bit, but the DJ starts clearing out the room. What do you clear out the room like? Because I was in a situation where I wanted to be in an area. I like the stage pretty much, right? The stage was dope as fuck. I strolled over there. I kind of liked the music, but I knew the DJ was fucking up, and it kind of like cleared out the crowd. I wanted to leave too, but I didn't want to make the DJ feel bad.
Oh,
You feel me? Is that like
That's nice.
what do you
You're-
do?
You're showing empathy, bro. Like straight
Why
up.
should I have though?
were you fucking with the music like genuinely? Or nah?
I understood what they were trying to do as a DJ.
Bro, you didn't answer my question. You did not answer my question, bro. I should answer my question.
Oh, wait, what was your question?
Did you enjoy the music they were playing? But you answered it for me with what you said, bro. Damn.
No. I did. It was bass music though, and I fuck with bass music.
Why you laughing, bro? I'm
Cause look, they threw in some bangers, but there was just no vibe. There was just no vibe, and that's what was clearing people out.
What do you think cleared the people out? Was it that he was like missing his beat matches? Do you think that it was the fact like maybe he had too many like long drawn out bridges between his drops? Like not enough, fucking activity happening or what? Or her, by the way. Yeah. Anyway.
I don't want to narrow it in on who exactly it was.
Yeah, totally okay.
Bitch.
Because it was a duo. No, I'm just kidding. But like, nah, it's cause it was just like, I don't know what it wasn't transitions, because I could tell you like I listened to the actual transitions and I liked them.
Like you said, fucked up. I'm trying to figure out what was it he was fucking up.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it the track selection?
I think it was. I want to say it was track selection. Because look, like we might have touched on this before, because they were bangers, right? But I don't think they were bangers to the point where everyone thought they were bangers. Yeah. Like I think you had to be a certain type of like dubstep head or certain like niche that they liked, to really enjoy their set. And if you weren't, it was kind of like not.
Kind of like rhythmy or some shit like that. Like not necessarily rhythmy, but
hybrid trap, bro. It was a hybrid trap set.
Trap? Okay.
Yeah. So like there wasn't really too much swing. There wasn't too much dancing. It was just a straight hybrid trap type of set, right?
I got you.
So, and if you're into that shit, if you're into heavy like hard basses with like weird synth breaks and whatever and whatnot, hybrid trap is maybe your shit. But like, it was just weird. Everyone like it.
But for this event, was it just this person performing, or was there other artists in that same niche performing, or was it different niches like of
There
artists?
at the same time, there was no one performing that niche.
Oh, but just like in general, that event was the whole lineup like surely that niche of like trap swinging type vibes, or was it kind of like that? Oh, okay.
There was the headliner, and the headliner was that.
Right, but there's a lot of artists there that were not necessarily that. So I'm thinking too, it could be a lot of those people that were there for the other acts too, and like they're obviously there. The headliner's there already, right? So they're gonna give the headliner a shot, but a lot of it's like.
Yeah, no, I don't. It was just weird for me because I'm thinking like as a DJ, like, what are they doing wrong now? Like for me, I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on here that's making them leave? So I legit stood there and just like analyzed like, what is it? What is it? What is it?
It had to be the bridges or some shit, dude.
I want to say that
not
too.
Enough drums and fucking bass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was like a lot of fucking long drawn out sure, it's epic as fuck. The intro, it sounds like Lord of the Rings is going on. However, like the rhythm to dance is not quite there.
That's why I say, how I said there was no vibe. I think that's what I'm saying. There was no rhythmy, dancey pick me up type. There was more epicness, ambience, and then like
which is dope at the same
ass,
time.
like But it was, and I'm just like, damn, it's unfortunate because you guys could DJ too, and it was like, how do you learn that? How do you learn that?
I think it comes over time. I don't know.
Because someone can't teach you that.
Yeah, they can. Like in a sense, I mean, you can just know. Like I've been told that like you really shouldn't have the beat stop in a sense. Like when you're DJing, like the beat should always continue, and you shouldn't really be able to tell when you transition from one song to the next. And that's kind of what I've lived by.
Okay, I respect that.
But there are like definitely situations where I disagree, and I think that there should be a break here because it can add to the tension of whatever I'm trying to build into. Maybe I'm playing house music and I want to go into like some slow like 130 trap or some shit like that. Then I think that's a perfect time for a fucking like little 1 minute, 1.5 minute break where it kind of leads into itself, and then I can start dropping some trap bangers.
I think what you initially started with, you shouldn't let the beat stop and one. I feel like you said the fundamentals of what a DJ should do, and then what you then started explaining is what an experienced and what an actual artist performer then will start doing after they know the fundamentals, after they know what they could play around with during what they're doing and shit like that. Like, and I think some people skip over the fundamental and
Could
go
be.
right into I'm trying to make a performance
It's
and they don't
also too
understand.
like, dude, like some producers are so fucking sick. Like some producers absolutely kill the game in production, and then like they're still honing in on their DJ skills, and they're like more of a
Facts.
bedroom DJ than a
Facts.
club DJ, and they don't learn that shit till later. You
You
know
know
what I mean?
what? Yeah,
So
yeah.
it could have been a situation like that too.
It could have been. It definitely could have been. I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't know who they were. So
You know who they were.
You
I don't know
exactly who they were.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know who she was. I don't know who he was. I don't know who they were. I don't know. You know, whatever the case may be.
Bad, bad.
But no, you're right. The whole like DJing aspect or like producer aspect. I have a homie. I'm not gonna like say his name because like I really want to see how this plays out. Uh, I'm gonna start saying some shit. Carlos might know who it is. Maybe people might pick up on who it is. But he's like a bedroom like producer. He only produces. He doesn't DJ. But he has like one of his debut shows coming out. You know what? No, I
Okay.
could fucking. I'm gonna shout homeboy out. Yeah. What am I talking about? Nah, that's the guy. We've had him on here. Homeboy Kramex.
Okay.
He's a strictly producer. He's never DJ'd a show before. Like he has a mixer and he'll DJ. He's a bedroom DJ, right?
Yeah.
But he just makes music and he makes like dope ass
That's sick.
bangers. And he's gonna have his debut show. And
Hey, congrats to Cramax. No shit.
yeah,
Fucking hats off, dog.
bro, he's gonna
That's
be
it.
he's support for Luca Lush.
Oh no way.
Yeah, for
Oh,
the
fuck yeah, dude.
Bells of Heaven. I think that's what it's called.
No way. That's really cool.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I'm like,
that's a really cool
bro.
show to fucking be playing.
Yeah, and I've been talking to him and whatnot, and like he was asking me like, okay, what should go on during sets and stuff like that, and I'm like, it's hard to tell someone like how you should DJ for your show, you know, and like the biggest advice I think I just give to anyone, bro, like for him it was kind of catered towards him when I said this because like he makes like good music, like banger vibey music to begin with. So I told him like, look, you make vibey music, so just whatever you do to vibe and really keep going, just hone in on that and just always keep a vibe going. That's the best advice I can give anyone. Keep a vibe going, and like how you were saying, don't have too much long breaks and shit like that. Like that could really dead a crowd. Like just keep your vibe, bro. You know how to make dope, fun, vibey music. Just keep that shit going. You know.
Shit, dude, you know who made a really great impression on me? Knowing that it was their first show playing from like going from bedroom like producer making slaps from playing the first show. She
you
see support for Automate. For
yeah, I remember.
Dude, I remember. Let me tell you a little funny story because it's because and this is me like being a DJ first from being a producer, right? Like he was telling me like, cause I was telling him like, hey, like I'm booking you for the show. I'm just curious, like how many shows have you played? Dude, this is my first show. My first show. I've never played on CDJs. Like I never worked a crowd. Like I've always just been in bedroom, like making like this future rhythm shit. Like I'd like to think I got bangers, but like this is my first show, and I'm like, oh, I'm curious. What do you want to play? What are you gonna play? He's like, dude, I'm gonna play a lot of my originals. I'm just like,
Hell
oh, okay, interesting. And like
it is interesting.
and I'm just like, oh no, it's interesting because like for me, I'm like, okay, like I'm expecting it because you're a producer, but like I know a lot of times people would be like, oh well, I know I'm DJing, so I know I'm gonna have to curate it. But he was like hella like in on like, no, I'm gonna play a lot of my production, and I'm just like, okay, like I want to see how this plays out, like especially if it's like a first show, especially for like someone like Automate. So when she came through, like did a set, like I'm gonna plug in the video. You guys can check this live set. Don't lose the tempo. She Future Rhythm, dubstep live set, live from Low End. I mean that was his first show, and if you guys going back to like keeping the vibe, like you see throughout this whole live set, it's out now. You guys can check it out. He keeps his whole vibe.
Facts.
Like just
keeps a vibe.
Have you seen the video?
I did see it. Yeah.
So like that was his background.
Check it out.
That was his first show ever playing in front of a live crowd, and honestly, like the confidence and like just like the certainty that I got from this person. Oh yeah, dude, like
Look,
because he went to the studio beforehand. Like hey, dude, I just got some CDJs. Like he was like really wanting to make sure that like
the fact that you said that he said, yeah, I know I have bangers. I like that shit. Like I don't know why when people know they make some shit, like it's not it's not a thing out of cockiness. It's a thing out of yeah, bro. I made some vibey shit. Like that's what they're
Yeah.
saying. No, yeah, I know I make vibey shit, but can I keep like that's what was going on. I feel like when if he told you that shit, like I feel like that's going on through their head because I feel like you get that shit. Like okay, I make vibey shit when I'm in the studio because I'm vibing, but do I make vibey shit when it's playing out here? You know, like in
Yeah.
real life type shit. So I think that's for producers. That's our biggest struggle. I
But
think.
look, it impressed me because of the way how the crowd received his curation of his track selection. Because a lot of his shit was originals. You know, there was a thought of me where I wanted to tell him like, "Hey, dude, like I think the whole like throwing all your originals like in your set is a great idea, but like live sitting it could work. It may be a little different. Like you may want like there was something in me like the
That
experience of
wanted to
DJing
say it
that
right
wanted to say it, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, hey, you know what?
because you
Like
have to
I was like, you know
sometimes.
what? Like I'm gonna not say shit. I'm gonna see how it plays out. And she Future Rhythm Dubstep Live Set 2022. Lucid Temple, you guys can check the live set. It's already out there. I mean, that's literally what was the result of that, and I was really impressed. It looked like everyone in the crowd was like really digging it, and like the energy. Anyone, any bedroom producers right now that are listening and watching this podcast, they want to have like a real cool blueprint as to how they could go about like their first live set in front of a crowd. Watch the sheet live set. I think that's a real cool way to kind of see that. Oh, okay, like this how the way they did it, like, because like I said, he told me like, yeah, this is my first show with actual people. I've only just been bedroom producing. Like he drove 3 to 4 hours to Riverside like to play this show. Like he was stoked and yeah, check out the video. Like I just can't really explain enough. A lot of IDs like Future Rhythm style shit. Like um it's crazy. Like you know, it is different. You know, going from bedroom producing and then actually playing in front of a live show because your track selection and like your body energy, like it really plays a big part. Is that something that you guys picked up like real quick? Like you know that energy, right? Like keeping that vibe. Like did it take you a several amount of gigs for you guys? Because
Bro,
I was
you
really
know,
impressed by how she like really just like was able
actually, go
to.
ahead, Choley. How
You
long
know,
did it take you to do that shit?
it took me a while to be real. Like I started bedroom producer straight up. I was producing for probably like 10 years before I even touched any kind of
Oh
DJ
my
shit.
god damn!
But I was also, I also hated EDM at first, and I
You hate
only
EDM? Oh shit!
yeah, dude,
Choley
I was a
hates
hater,
EDM?
dude.
Oh my god!
So I only used to make hip hop shit. Like I was just like
No,
hip hop's the shit, bro. How I started
Okay,
making beats was fucking me. The homies used to freestyle to random YouTube beats, and I was like, you know what, we can make that shit. We can make some beats. So I started making some beats, and fucking here we are now. Fucking however many years later, what 14 years later, 15 years later, some shit like that.
Yeah,
15, yeah, shit, dude, it's been a minute.
You been
But
on
yeah,
one.
so I would say it took me from DJing probably like a couple years, like to really hone that in and to be able to look into the crowd, see the body movement, be like, fuck, okay, man, maybe I should, try to, like, obviously they're moving to this style, like maybe I should fuck with that a little more, that type of a thing, like open format type DJ setup.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
See, okay, so I think because I did start as an open format style DJ, it did
Opposite.
kind of, and it also we also did competitions though in high school, and once I was able to look back at myself on video, bro, that's when I realized, oh fuck, it's me. Like it's not just the music I'm playing, it's me. Like these people are fucking with me. Not like I said, not just the music. However the fuck I'm feeling up there, that's how everyone's gonna react. And if I'm not reacting like as if this is what it's supposed to be, there's gonna be a disconnect. And I think after maybe 2 years of like
Yep.
DJing, like I was like, okay, yeah, no. If I'm not vibing, no one's vibing. So I
Yeah.
gotta vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's how I figured that shit out for sure.
I agree.
Dude, I can't wait to see you vibing back to back with Broshi for Qlank, dude.
My fucking boy Broshi.
Tell me,
And Qlank. What the fuck, dude? Both of those guys are fucking absolutely insane.
well, how'd you get to meet Broshi, bro? How did that come about? Especially that collab, dude. Damn.
Gas.
Broshi, dude. I met that guy. I think in 2018, and we had a mutual homie who was working with an event company in Orange County, and we had both gotten booked to play a show. And we came to find out that honestly, the fucking the company that we were fucking with, or the promotion company or whatever, they were kind of slimy a little bit. Just like, like, hey, we need you guys to get bottle service. Oh, hey, we need you guys to bring in 30 fucking people. Whatever it is.
Yada yada yada.
Yeah, all the above. So like, we both played one show with these people, and I remember like walking in, and I saw him, and me and him were bullshitting for a minute, and I remember the lead promoter walked in, and he just like, he was this very short dude, leather jacket. It was nighttime, and he was wearing fucking sunglasses. And he just walked into the house like it was a house. Like all the homies were getting ready to go to the show. And he just seemed like he was like so fucking like he thought he was above everyone type of a thing, like walking around like, oh yeah, whatever. And I remember I talked to Broshi, and I was like, dude, this guy seems like a dick, huh? He's like, dude, this guy is a dick, like no doubt. So eventually we played that night. And we both played different sets or whatever. And there was a side stage. And one of our homies came over and was like, hey, there's an extra slot here, on the side stage. We'd love, I think you and Dylan, which Dylan is Broshi's name, you and Dylan would be great together to fucking do a back-to-back. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's do it. So me and him spun, and we were actually spinning some originals and shit. And we were both like, what? You fucking made this, dude? Holy shit. So ever since then, man, like we just like started a friendship, no shit. And then it's funny, later after that, we found out that the event company was really grimy, actually, from some other shit. I won't get into it.
That's all good.
Get into it now.
Drop the name. Drop the name. No. 10 likes. Drop the name.
Ever since then, we've just been fucking homies. Like we would just bullshit back and forth. Like I respected his music, he respected my music. Fucking, yeah, we fucking vibed with each other, and yeah, we're fucking still homies, and we have been making music kind of ever since, whether it's bouncing ideas off each other or whether it's actually a collaboration type of a thing. Like I think our first collaboration was Semi-Automatic, and that was, God, when was that made? I think it was like 2019, something like that. And then that song was pretty dope, and then we were kicking it recently, and we started the other song, and I just went over there for a day. We went to the Night Base pop-up shop in LA, and after that, we got back, we were kind of faded or whatever, and we were working on shit, and it eventually just rolled out, and I was like, hey, this is the kind of sound I want to fucking use, like, how do you feel? And he's like, oh, idea, started fucking slamming some shit out on Ableton, and it honestly, easiest collab I've ever done in my life, like, fucking very fast turnaround, and very just natural, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Facts. I feel it.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things when it comes to collaborations, my past experiences is like, because I like to think that I personally, I don't know, like I like to think that I'm a fast like worker when it comes to getting like certain segments done in a production. So I think like especially with like turnaround like times, like it's like very like that's something I kind of like seek when I'm looking for a potential like collab buddy. It's like oh well, like what's your like turnaround time? Because if you're gonna be like just like working on this like semi-annually, then like that's not the kind of like partner I'm trying to look for. Like there's just certain things like that, like you said, like makes a great collaborative experience with somebody person, like great turnaround times, communication, open to ideas, all that kind of stuff is cool. I mean, what kind of more music are you working on, bro? Because I know you and Broshi, like, I mean, you guys have your own unique sound, but I feel like because it does fall in the same kind of like niche of house, I feel like that's kind of like one of the reasons why I kind of worked smooth with you guys too.
I think so.
Because it wasn't like you met with like some like trap or dubstep producer and like try to work on a collab. It was like two house producers that were just like, yeah, let's just work on a joint.
Yeah. And it's something I forgot to mention when we first, fucking linked up was me and him both have this fucking like super love for Night Base. Like Night Base, just that whole label, like what they're putting out, AC Slater, the bass sound design was just fucking there. Like it's almost like, because I came from more of a dubstep background when I first started listening to EDM, but like they kind of incorporate that with house music and like bass grooves and shit. And I guess it was just very natural, like you were saying. But like what I'm putting out nowadays, I'm pretty much bass house. Bass house. I got some UKG shit coming. Actually, I am working on a dubstep track.
Like UKG, like United Kingdom, like garage. Like
garage, yeah, like garage more style. Like I don't know if you guys fuck with like Hans Glader, like Hans Glader. You should check out Hans Glader. Sammy Vergi, fucking super sick. Opinion, like, you know, just there's been some influences recently that I've heard that are just like, what the fuck? You know, this shit is so tight. Like the groove, the bass groove, just like the vibe to the music. So trying to like, I'm honestly like trying to adapt at this point in my music production. I'm trying to change it up a little bit, like maybe try new things, and you know, whatever sticks, whatever doesn't, I'll fucking throw it out, type of a thing.
So going back to night bass, I think they've done a really great job these past couple of years. Like really consistent with the sound that they're pushing.
Agreed.
Like there's a regular there that I always like peep whenever they have a night bass release. Obviously Qlank. Like Qlank is someone that like I've always seen throughout these past years just
Dumb.
consistently,
So good.
bro. Like you can just tell whenever AC Slater gets a demo from Qlank, it's like, oh yep, we're
Let's
doing
go.
it.
Yeah.
We're doing it. And he recently just had a EP 2 months ago on night bass. You know, I had the count, I had Jack
the count
House.
is so dumb, dude. Such a
Bro,
good
so
track.
I mean, like night bass has always just been that label with consistency in terms of house, and especially like global like that kind of like style of house music, because that's just like one niche of house music. It gets into the garage, it gets into like very it could get minimal. You know, it's a great variety of house music when you come across night bass. What are some of your favorite night bass artists that you tend to listen to when you come across that platform?
Oh man, well, AC Slater, of course, like that. That's just a given. PD Clicks, fucking, and you know, big recently, Shadows. It's like SHDWS. Like,
Okay.
super fucking sick, dude. Also on also with Wax Motif's label. And then Qlank, dude. Fucking Qlank is huge. Like, I remember I heard when I first heard Phlegmatic Dogs too, of course.
Phlegmatic Dogs.
Yeah, so good. Yeah. They had a few bangers not too long ago that are just fucking insane. Like they had an EP on Night Bass, and ever since that first EP they dropped on Night Bass, dude, I've been hooked. But I remember Qlank came out with some shit after that, and it was almost reminiscent of that kind of Phlegmatic Dog, like kind of grimy, kind of house music shit. And dude, what was that song? There's a song by Qlank that specifically. Skanka, fucking, it's a
Skanka?
DNB track by him, dude. Fucking so stupid.
Like, he has some drum and bass joints,
dude,
bro, for sure.
insane track. Like, if you guys haven't checked it, fucking go check out Skanka. That shit's hard as fuck. But yeah, those are a few artists that I can think of off top right now that I super fuck with off Night Bass.
What about you, Robert? Any familiar names that you like that comes off of Night Bass? If you do, I mean, you could just say no. Like, I don't really like tune into Night Bass. You know, it's like
I don't think I do.
Oh, also Minor, MNNR. If you
I
super
okay,
fucking
there's
hard
a song
as well.
called Party, something Party Hands Party Up. I don't know, I forget.
Yeah.
Talking New Light.
Oh yeah, of course.
Fuck,
Yeah.
dude,
Fucking
Taki
legend
New Light.
for sure.
Oh my god, I'll catch a Taki New Light set every time, bro.
Yeah.
Like that vibe is just something about the fucking kicks. Like his bass line is just out of this world, bro. A lot of sick house music artists, bro. Blue Claire.
Oh, Blue Claire, dude. Blue Claire and Taiki, by the way. FL gang, what's good?
Hey, hell yeah. Hey, you know, just for shits and giggles, I've been wanting to buy an Ableton shirt. I just feel like so many people know that I run FL Studio, so I think like me just rocking an Ableton shirt,
It'd be funny.
it would just be. It's just for it's just you know it's like when you seen Getter, that Getter's like rocking an Excision shirt.
Yeah.
You know the whole beef with like Getter and them, right? Like not lately. He's been going to all the shows with Excision shirts.
That's so
like he's
funny.
rocking an Excision shirt.
That's so fucking funny.
So I've been trying to. Yeah, speaking about Ableton, for sure, I think I'm gonna get an Ableton shirt. I'm gonna just wear it for fucking shits and giggles. Oh, you switched to Ableton? Nah, I just got the shirt.
Nah. I actually got Ableton. I got hooked up.
Oh,
Corey Bones fucking gave it to me. Shout out Corey Bones.
Oh,
my
word
boy.
for sure. That's so you're messing around with Ableton now, or
A
you
little bit, dude. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't like fully like dove in and I'm like making all my tracks in Ableton, but for sure I'm fucking around in it, just getting my bearings, type of a thing.
What is it right now that you've seen in Ableton that you could tell off the bat like, oh, okay, like this function works better?
The
like,
fucking
in
automation.
Ableton.
Automation, dude, off top. Yes, you don't have to fucking like right click, last fucking knob tweaked, blah blah blah. Like it just fucking like you can just immediately write into the track. Like,
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's fucking super easy in comparison to FL Studio. That's but honestly, dude, I love FL. FL is my horse, bro. Like it has been for so many years. It's very hard to like go in and start working on a different DAW. But at the same time, I feel like it's very necessary because just versatility wise, like I would love to be able to go into any homie studio and be like, hey, what DAW we working in today? Fuck yeah, let's fucking, let's write some MIDI out. Let's fucking put some effects on those, whatever it is. And I feel like that will basically just elevate you as a producer. You know what I mean? Just being able to be versatile with whatever's in front of you, type of a thing.
That is true. That's very true. What are some of your favorite plugins to go to whenever you like just step into a production session? Like like, oh yeah, this is a part of my effects rack, or shit like that. Like, what's like your go to, no doubt.
Isotope. Isotope, a lot of their plugins, like they have the suite or whatever for mastering and all that. So I use a lot of Isotope plugins for my mix down and my mastery. Serum is my main horse for bass design for the most part. And then also it was actually introduced to me from Broshi, and it was a Sublab. Sublab, super fucking sick, dude. Like, just very easy, like bass lines. Like, you can just make bass lines.
It's like a baseline generator, and you can mess around with like the parameters of the baseline.
Exactly, dude. It's very easy. Like, you can just start playing MIDI out and it'll sound tight. You can, it's really cool. Yeah. So I would definitely recommend Sublab. Sublab's tight. And then also one more is that Broshi also showed me was a Track Spacer. Okay. And what Track Spacer does, you're able to link a, like, I don't know, let's say you have a piano and a guitar playing, and the guitar, you can't really hear it as well as the piano. You're able to link the guitar to the piano, and the piano basically ducks every time the guitar plays, if that makes sense. It does a certain kind of duck, though, where it's like, I don't know, it sounds very clean. I don't know if they do it like via frequency, like it ducks a certain frequency or whatever it is, but it's a really cool tool, and it just allows, like, I don't know, for your plucks to come through the mix when they're kind of buried underneath other main elements, if that makes sense. Those few plugins recently have been my horses for sure.
When it comes to production, there's always the inevitable, right? Like messing around with drums, messing around with signal, right?
Yes.
Robert mentioned that he hates working on fucking build-ups. So I wanted to know, like, what's like your facts. Like, what is it about you that you don't like when it comes to production? Are you the same with Robert? You don't like build-ups, or do you not like writing out like intros, like melodies? Like, what's like your like least favorite thing to do when it comes to production? You're like, oh, fuck,
I think it's all about like for me, I think it's really hard for me personally to get the call and response just correct. If you know what I mean. Like, when I say call and response, I mean like the transitions between sections. Like, it could be like every 4 bar, every 8 bar, or every 16 bar, whatever it is. Like, I just like am so particular with it that I want it to just flow like butter, like smooth as fuck into the next section.
I see.
So that's hard for me for whatever reason, like adding the ear candy and shit to make that shit happen.
Oh, okay. Just the in between and segments.
Yes, and dude, everything else though, like I could fucking lay out, like 8 bars, fucking 16 bar sections or whatever it is, but it's just getting them all to blend how I want.
I feel it. So like you're literally like, when it comes to the pieces, like, oh, I can make the fucking pieces. Just the connection where it's like,
exactly. That's how I feel about it personally. That's where I come to struggle, or where I find myself struggling.
Where does your production sessions usually start? Is it usually like intro, drop first? What does the Choley session look like at the intro?
So generally, it does depend for sure. Like, sometimes I'll get an inkling and I'll just want to make something musical as fuck, and I'll just like start on like pianos and guitars and fucking pads and shit like that, and just making chords and all that. But I will say that most times I will start with the drop. Like, I'll just start making, like, I'll make like a like I make a lot of house, so I'll make like a 4 on the floor loop with like hats and fucking a clap. And then I'll start working on the bass design, whatever I'm thinking at the time. Like, I want it to have like a hit, like a boom, and then it goes like, I don't know, like it has like a bass drop and then a groove that goes doom 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 doom, something like that. So generally, like, yeah, it depends how I'm feeling, but I'll either like go super melodic and I'll like start working on a bunch of melodies, or I'll go straight into the bass line design and the actual drop of the song.
That's interesting, because I'm more so like now in this times of working on the drop than I am now working on the intro. For me, I've always felt like I spend a lot more time on the drop than I do on my melodies. Like, there's just certain sections that I know that I write quicker. Like, just makes sense right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like for example, like for me, I think I do I do an okay job like on the connection of like the segments.
Okay.
I think when it comes to like the drop, that's a certain piece of production. I'm like, I usually spend most time in because I'm very peculiar about the drop. Like you try to get
course.
get the unique sounding drop, right? Like melody, I guess I don't know why I want to say this, but it's like there's like some like flack with like melody that you could just like get away with, right? Like you could just go like 2-3 notes like melody, right? And it's like kind of easy to write
Oh,
to where like you want to make like a unique sounding like impact on the drop. Like it's a lot more, a little bit more effort creative wise with like your synth, and then now you have like your drums going over it, and especially if you want to mess
Yep.
around with that shit. Like I just think for me personally, like drops I spend a little bit more time. I don't know about everyone else.
I could understand too, because like in general, like I feel like the drop is a different animal, mainly because you're trying to be musical as well as you're trying to make some kind of, generally at least, well for me, like I'll say like some kind of technical sounding shit, you know, like
Right.
you're fucking with oscillators, you're fucking with automation, trying to get this sound to sound this very certain fucking way, you know what I mean? In comparison to just playing out some notes that sound, you know, dope to the drop.
Right.
So I could completely understand what you're saying.
Like when it comes to EDM, like the drop, like we all kind of like for me, like I know when the drop, like it doesn't have to be very musical, like you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like I feel like for the drop, like a lot of us we just drop like our guard creative wise, like musical wise at least, and like you said, like the drop just gets, it's just a standard like creative wise to kind of get it like more technical, more different than like not your average musical composition. Like you listen to Electric House and Dirty Dutch, especially Dirty Dutch, where like a lot of the stuff for like it'll be, you know, maybe melody or big room. I'll say big room, right?
Yeah, big room.
Like
for
big
sure.
room, like you had your crazy ass like climatic fucking like synths like dun 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 dun,
Yeah.
and then you had the build dun dun dun, and then the drop's like out of this fucking world. Like it's not like, it sounds dope as fuck, but like it's not necessarily like the like your average musical composition. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
'Cause the drop
Oh,
is
definitely.
the drop's a drop. Like it's the reason why it's a drop. It's like it's much more different sounding. I don't know. The drop, dude. That's what I don't know. Like I feel like EDM is always just drived on the drop, and as producers, I'm always just making sure like, oh, like it's the drop. Like, you know, is it? Is that it? Is that what I want to push out like for the drop? I don't know. I get very like insecure sometimes. Like,
I
oh,
feel
like
you.
everything else sounding cool, but the drop, like shit, man. Like, goddamn VIP.
VIP.
A remix competition. I didn't do enough. Goddamn. But yeah, man, it's just those thoughts that you come across when you're like in the production, bro. Like so many thoughts, bro. Like there's sometimes too, like I'm in a situation too where like I'm writing shit. We were talking about it before. I'm writing shit, and then like the next day or two, I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna just scrap it. Like I don't know what I was thinking. Like maybe have like another set of years and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That shit can get
It
pretty-
definitely helps. I feel to have like another set of years, or even like I think you were talking about it earlier. You said like you have a bunch of tracks on your computer that you have yet to bounce. Like
Right.
meaning like you have yet to actually put it into like an MP3 type of a thing where you can share it to people or throw it out as a SoundCloud link or whatever.
Right.
And honestly, I think that's a really good idea. And I try to do the same thing actually. And reason being is because more often than not, if you were to like bounce it out and you were to put it on your phone and shit, you're gonna hear it so many more times than you already heard it, and you're gonna get a
That's true.
jaded perspective on your track that you're trying to make. And shit, maybe it's dope off top, and you know you just listen to it so many
You're right about
times
that, too.
that it like turns your perception of the track to something different than it
Mhm.
originally was. So I feel like that is a good way of going about it. Like I try to do it, like I said, the same thing. Like before my track is at least like 70%, 80% complete, I try to not bounce it. And it's just so I don't hear it so many times because
Okay.
I used to. And I used to play my tracks over and over and over and over in the car, you know, at work, whatever it may be. And I would just eventually like, oh, I hate this song. Why did I even make this? And then I'd rip the whole fucking thing apart and I would make it something completely different. And even though it already sounded dope and I should have
feel
just
you.
left it type of a thing. But, you know, I feel like that is very important to be able to, you know, hop into a session and kind of be refreshed on whatever material you're listening to. Like you didn't hear it fucking 17 billion times type of thing.
You know, that is true because as producers, we're always just listening to the same like sound,
Yeah.
same loop, and so like a lot of times our like perception of like what could sound like pleasable to like the listener may get altered because of like how many times like, yeah, no, that I've been doing. That's a practice I've been doing a lot more now. when I finish production, like I don't know. Are you the same, Robert? Like, do you now, like, when you make production, like, you know when you're ready, they rather just like wait a day or two now, or you're just like, the minute you feel like you're confident with like finishing the track, you're like, all right, now, like, we're good, like, we're committing to it.
Nah, I'm picky as fuck. I have like 20 different versions of a master until I feel like it's ready.
I
Like,
feel it. I feel it.
I'm super picky, but when I know, then I'm like, okay, the last part is me uploading it on SoundCloud as a private link, and then I'll start sharing it. And then if people want to give me advice on it, I'll take it. I'll take some advice sometimes, but then other times I'll be like, uh,
Eat shit. No, I'm just
yeah. No, other times I'll be like, okay, maybe I'll apply that advice on my next track or something like that. You know, I
Yeah,
won't necessarily
I
go
see.
back and change what I already did because
Completely understand.
I like
Yeah.
exactly what I did. Like I went through hella versions for me to say this is it. So thanks for the advice, but like because the advice people give me sometimes is great, and then I'll implement it next time, and I feel like that's the best place to implement their advice because it's now on fresh ears. Now it's on like I could actually use it before like hand and not have to go back and like mix around and whatnot. So like I feel like that's how you should implement any advice you get. Unless you could legit like whatever someone tells you, you're like, oh no, you're definitely right. Then I'll go back. But other than that, like I take it with a grain of salt for the most part, you know.
You know what? I had a situation like that recently. I showed you guys earlier my track bite.
Uh-huh.
It's coming out.
Fire.
But that second drop, I kind of made it into more like a garage style how it first drops. You know, like rather than the 4 on the floor, it kind of has more of a garage.
Hey, brought out that freshness, bro. I liked it.
And I really appreciate that. And actually, who you can really thank for that is Hypedelic. Like, and he's
Hey,
actually
shout out
playing
the
at the show.
boy.
Yeah. Shout out
What's up?
Hypedelic.
That's
no
what,
shit.
like I didn't
Yeah.
realize like the
Yeah.
whole boys are on the lineup, like literally.
Honestly,
Like,
yeah,
bro,
dude.
like I told Qlank like, "Oh, this is your supporting lineup." He's like, "Dude, these are all the boys." I'm like, "Oh, well, okay, well, there's your supporting lineup." I'm like, "Oh,
Yep.
bro, we're about to get sweaty."
Yeah, dude, fucking, I mean, at Hard Summer, Qlank was actually staying with Broshi, and then I went to go kick it with them for like an Airbnb near Hard Summer.
Oh shit!
And we actually all were kicking it, fucking, you know, we were just kicking it, chilling, bullshitting, whatever it is.
nice little reunion for you guys.
Yeah,
That's
so
what you
like
did, huh?
it'll be super cool to kick it with Qlank again. It'll be super cool to fucking just see everybody as a whole again, definitely.
That's cool.
But dude, yeah, mad shout out to Hypedelic on the recommendation for Bite. You know, my new song coming out. That garage second drop. He was like, because I sent it to him and I didn't have that originally, and he's like, hey, I really hear this kind of garage sounding shit on the second drop, dude. Like, I really think it would just bring your track to the next level. I was like, you know, exactly like Robert said, like sometimes you're like, eat shit. No, just kidding. But like sometimes you're
much.
like, you know what? Fuck, you know, I'm gonna give that a shot. And you know,
idea.
I gave it a shot, and dude, fucking absolutely smacks. So yeah.
And I bet you brought in like a new line of like listeners that are gonna stick with you because you did that. Cause you're like, oh
Probably.
damn, like first drop, he paid respects to like what he usually does on the 4/4, but then on the second drop, he brought in that like that break beat kind of like garage type of style, and like some listeners are gonna be able to be like, oh okay, like I respect that Choley went this way for the second drop, because in a sense like you're catering now to that particular audience that likes that like style, so you're able to blend like that certain two styles into one record. That's something that I've been doing, kind of like
Exactly,
when my
yeah.
record like my latest record, I think Never Wanna Leave. First drop is Future Rhythm, and then the second drop is drum and bass. You know,
Hell
where
yeah.
like the earlier versions, both drops were Future Rhythm, like style, like BPM
Yep.
tempo, and I was like, all right, this is cool, but like, I think this is some of the things that I guess like we don't like. I guess I kind of analyze like later on, like oh, like when we do these like certain switch ups on styles and tempos, like we get it's more of a benefit for us because we now are able to kind of we tapped in now and like in those listeners' preferences in terms of like the tempo.
Mhm.
Like when you did that, you're like, oh, you pretty much just opened up another market of listeners for yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Because that drop could have gone another way, you know? It could have gone maybe
definitely.
drum and bass, or
Yeah.
it could have gone mid tempo,
Yeah,
or whatever.
something, whatever.
But
yeah.
but like just bringing in that freshness into a record, like it's just it brings freshness, bro. Like you said, I think it was a great idea that you went that route,
Thank you.
because you could have gone like just like repeated the first drop style.
Yeah.
Maybe different variety in like the synth, right?
Mhm.
Or whatever you want to do, but just like the different drums, the different tempo, or not the tempo, same tempo, but like just different structure
different
of the
style.
drums,
Yeah,
like right.
Mhm.
Dude, I think it's just like shit like that, bro. Like it really kind of opens you up, like as an artist. You know, it
Yeah.
really shows like your how would I say this? Like your experience as a producer, you know, like being able to blend in like your sound and take that sound into a different sound field, soundscape, and make it, you know, musically pleasing still like within the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do a great job at that.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Thank you. I appreciate
Banger.
it. Dude, fucking likewise to both of you guys. You guys are insane. Like, no shit.
Dude,
Shit.
IE,
Yeah,
homie,
for
what's
real.
good?
Honestly,
Shit.
like, I don't know. I'm honestly really proud of a lot of my friends recently. Like, they're fucking making some insane shit. Like, between you guys, Broshi, fucking Dubsex, fucking Bon Voyage, Hypedelic,
True.
dude. Like, all these fools, bro. Like, making fucking bangers. Like, I was like, oh shit, all right, here we go. Like, you know, honestly inspiring me to try to make fucking better bangers. I'm like, fuck, dude, that shit's so fire, bro. I need to make something like that. Like, shit, bro.
Bro, well, are you
So-
working on anything new for the upcoming show? Dude, December 23rd, Friday, 21 and over, Qlank, bro. You're in support. Any
Yes,
new
sir.
IDs coming
In
up for
support.
that shit?
I definitely have a couple.
We showed us a couple.
Yeah, we heard a couple. I do have another couple more even. So I got some surprises for sure that are from me personally, and I can guarantee that Broshi has a shit pile of material for you guys. Like, that guy's insane. Like, super shout out to Broshi, dude. That guy is an animal when it comes to production. Like, he makes some.
I'm
fucking
looking
crazy
forward
shit.
to that back to back, dude.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Same,
The vibes are
same.
gonna be there. Like, for sure. You know, like I said, we go back a ways, and it's always been nothing but vibes. So
Well,
I'm,
look, man,
I'm looking forward to
especially
it.
when it comes to curating lineups, especially like I get like very involved in that. Like there's certain back to backs I've curated. I'm like, okay, this works. But there's back to backs. I'm like, oh, this shit works. And I think that's when like I put you and Broshi together. I was like, dude, like this just kind of like for some reason it just made sense. I definitely think that this back to back performance between you two is gonna be very special. And you know, especially with Qlank being involved in the lineup and having Hypedelic, Vile, another person that's been coming out to our shows, William Cartel. Like it's gonna be a sick ass show. Like I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be happening at the Hideaway. Tickets are out now. Link in the bio at Low NENT. You're gonna be checking out everybody, dude. I'm excited. It's the second time Qlank is coming through.
Yep.
Cause he played.
I saw the first time he came through too. I
Yeah,
was there
yeah.
in the crowd, just in the crowd.
Right,
so
right,
It's
and
fucking dope to be supporting.
Yeah, dude. Late. I mean, it's cool that he was down to like come through. Cause you know sometimes like artists like around that caliber, like sometimes they're very selective. Like, oh, I'm only just dealing with like this caliber, like just festivals type shit. Like not really like those kinds of nightclubs. So like you know, big shout out to Qlank for always being like so chill, and, like so cool about it. He's self managed too, so that helps out fucking a lot. Like the fact that he doesn't have other influences, right? Like he can make those like decisions of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play the show because there's no other person telling me that I shouldn't or I should. Like I want to do it, and I'm glad that Clank's you know has always been real chill about playing with us. You know, we've always been really cool fans of his music. I mean, he's always been consistent with like his sound, especially like you know he just recently had an EP with Night Bass, and I'm sure he's cooking for the 23rd show, bro.
Oh, dude, I'm sure he's got plenty of ideas for us. No shit, dude. That guy, he's on another level for sure. He's definitely on that level of professionalism that we all strive to kind of get to. I feel like.
Nah, I mean he's paid his dues with his like compositions as a producer. Like,
oh, for sure.
I think he knows he's on one. You know,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I mean, I could just tell. Fucking shout out Qlank, dude. Big shout out to Qlank. He's from Detroit. Yeah. I've always wondered how the Detroit scene is, because that's like more house, huh?
I think so. I can't really say because I'm not from the Detroit scene or anything, but that's just what I've kind of picked up over time.
Yeah, I don't know why when it comes to like house music, Detroit is just one of those cities where it just pops up in my mind. Especially because I know when I was like growing up, listening to this like dance music, like collection like back in 09, 2010, like a lot of the house music was coming from like Detroit. Producers, because I would always see on their SoundCloud like, oh, Detroit, Michigan, Detroit. So it's like, oh, okay, like there's something going on in this culture. Like I've always talked about like when I went to Canada like a couple months ago, like they're very big on like house and dubstep, like very like not really like trancey or like drum and bass. A lot of it's like house and dubstep. It's where you go to Colorado, it's the bass capital. Like you play dubstep and that's what they're gonna like. You come over here to SoCal, like it's like a mixture. It's
Yeah,
like a
for
good
sure.
mixture. Riverside,
Yo.
specifically, it's like I don't know. It's just
Latin
kind of
house
like
shit, bro. You're about to go off on some Latin house shit.
nah. I mean, it's. I think Latin house. You know, I think that's just like present like right now and like in every region. And I think we
Could be.
kind of put. I think we kind of put the finger on do it to it. You know.
Do it to it.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that
you're
kind
not
of
wrong.
set. I think that kind of set like the whole direction of like, okay, we're gonna be working on house tracks, but you know what? This person grabbed early 2000s like vocals and made it into a house record. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab Latin vocals and we're just gonna make it a whole thing. Like Latin house is a big thing, bro. Like that shit's been blowing up. Like
Dude,
this
like
past year or two, like Latin house artists have been like making noise.
you
Like,
seen like fucking San Pacho? He just came through.
dude,
He
we've
just
been
came through.
we've been trying to. Hey, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give you guys some backstory.
So good.
I'm gonna give you guys some
Yeah.
backstory. This show for Qlank, you know, we were wanting to do actually San Pacho.
No, I'm kidding.
No, straight up, like,
Okay.
cause at first we had told Qlank, and he wasn't available. So like the next one was San Pacho, and we had just found out that his U.S. visa was approved, but I guess like he's not able to play any shows right now, cause I think he's signing with Insomniac.
Probably.
So like he's like kind of has that cost of like, oh dude, I can't really play like certain days right now because like I got shows with a certain company and like you know how the clauses work. So I think that's like the kind of vibe I got. But dude, people like Sam Pacho, Clooney, I know like John Summit.
Yeah,
Like all those people are really pushing that Latin house vibes, and I've been fucking with it, bro.
It's good, dude. It's fucking sick. I mean, honestly, just like in general, the Latin culture in
There you
Southern
go.
California is fucking huge. So like, of course, like the Latin house scene would fucking prevail out in here in Southern California as well. You know, yeah, it's just got that vibe, dude. That
And
fucking
it's a
nice
good
bounce
no,
vibe.
like dude, especially when it comes to like the demographic of dance music, like Latin house brings in like the Hispanic market, you know, where I noticed that there were some friends I knew for a fact didn't like house music, just because of like maybe it just didn't really appeal to like their Latino roots.
Yeah.
But now when Latin house came out, I'm starting to see now a lot more people I knew for a fact wasn't really listening to that shit now being like, oh dude, I like this kind of shit. But like it's like they're listening to Latin house, so it's like much more appealing to like their music taste, which is like you know Latin and stuff like that. So I'm starting to see like it's a good thing, you know, because it brings in a certain crowd, and you're bringing these people into EDM, and then hoping that if they like Latin house, they can merge into these other different branches of dance music. Like I don't know if I've ever told you, dude. Like I've never really was a big fan of dubstep as at start, bro.
Okay.
You know,
I didn't know that.
I got in listening to like Dirty Dutch, Fidget, and Electro, you know, and throughout the years, I've always just stayed on that tempo, that BPM, like you know, 125, 130. And it wasn't until you know I was actually listening to like this dubstep record, and I was like, oh damn, like it's just pretty cool. I'll give it a shot. And I knew for a fact I would not listen to dubstep if I didn't listen to like the first styles I listened to, like Dutch house, electro house. You know, it's always like those first genres that you get drawn to first, that later on like it makes you get curious about other genres. You know, like for example, drum and bass. Like that's something I've been hella fucking with these past 2 years. Like a little bit before pandemic, I'm like, yeah, this drum and bass I've been fucking with it, but it wasn't until I experienced drum and bass or dubstep I was like curious to check out drum and bass. So like it's weird how that it's weird. Yeah, it's weird how that pattern starts. Like you know, I went from really liking the style of Dirty Dutch, Electro House, Big Room, and this to say too. You know, also like the trend kind of changes over time too, because that's not the trend anymore. You know, Dirty Dutch, Electro House, Fidget. Like now it's like house music, Latin house, dubstep. So trends does also influence like what we like in the current moment. But I think it's just great to have this variation of genres in dance music because now they definitely feel like there's a little this is a genre for everyone. There's a genre for everyone.
Say that.
And like no one's left behind. No, I feel like it seems like dance music is like trying to find ways to make sure everyone's included. I think that's what I'm liking about like this whole branching of like these subgenres. You know, it's like appealing to. It's getting a lot more specific in like sound and niche. Like for example, like future rhythm, like that's like that's like a subgenre of rhythm, and like there's just so many subgenres of certain genres, like liquid drum and bass. Like, dude, it's just you can really get lost like in all
really
that
can.
shit, bro. So a lot of dance music out there, bro. Um, dude, any upcoming music and any announcements that you want to make? Um, here at this ending segment of our podcast, bro. I mean, I know you mentioned you got some shit to play for the show for December 23, but you releasing anytime prior to that?
Prior to that, no. I don't think I'll be releasing anytime prior to that. I think all of my releases are probably going to be next year, if I'm thinking correctly. Unless, some things don't pan out the way I want them to, type of a thing, and I'll self-release some shit before the end of the year. But beyond that, I think I pretty much have all my shit laid out for next year.
All right.
Yeah,
sure.
I will say, yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing too notable.
Word. So if people wanted to know what you're on for next year, they should pull up to your set December 23, right? The Hideaway.
Definitely pull up to the set December 23. And, it's, I feel like it's not even necessarily to know what I'm on per se, but honestly, my friend Broshi, I can't say enough kind words about this guy. Like, he's fucking on the come up. Like, he's gonna, he's definitely gonna be one of those names that you guys know in the next few years here, no doubt. And I'm honestly extremely excited to be a part of, not only Low End, but also, to be doing a back to back with a good friend of mine who is fucking absolutely murdering the game. So you guys have to go. Honestly, like it's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be. I think one of my biggest shows to date, no doubt. Like,
Damn,
like
nice.
I really think so.
Wow.
One of my biggest shows to date, and man, I honestly just can't wait for it. Especially.
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for you, no doubt, bro.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it, bro. It's gonna be at the Hideaway. This is your not your first time there.
No, this will be my third time there.
Am I lying when I'm telling everybody that it's underground?
It's actually underground.
It's actually underground.
You take
like,
stairs to get there and shit. Yeah,
like
it's real.
We say people, oh, we're throwing like an underground show, and like it's not underground, but trust me, this is an underground.
Actually,
like you literally gotta like mention, like he mentioned, like you literally gotta go down some stairs, and you're literally now like at the venue, the Hideaway in downtown Riverside, in front of the Mission Hotel. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Qlank, a regular on night base, spinning records in rotation, gonna be headlining the show. We got our supporting acts: Choley, back to back Broshi, Vile, Hypedelic, William Cartel. We got pre-sales available now through the Low End profile link in bio, or you could just type it out on your phone, lowend.eventlink.to/Qlank. 21 and over, doors open at 9. Dude, I'm looking forward to your set. I'm looking forward to all the music catalog you're gonna be pushing this next year. Any last words? Anything? Any last shout outs? Anything you want to share? Any funny stories before we conclude today's recording?
Man, I wish I would have thought of that a little more beforehand. But but honestly, you guys, like I just want to say happy holidays. Thank you so much for all the support this year. Like I know that all of us artists, I'm sure everyone's fucking sick and tired of it by now. We've been putting up our Spotify Wrapped shit, and honestly, like for real, the amount of growth that I've personally had in the last year has been astronomical, and I cannot thank you guys enough. Like I'm glad you guys are liking my music, glad you're listening to it, and I'm just really glad to be a part of this scene and I'm glad to be a part of your lives as well. Like straight up, happy holidays, much love, Merry Christmas, whatever you believe in when it comes to that. Like straight up, much love, you guys. I appreciate you so much.
And we appreciate you too, Choley. Thank you for coming through to the Lucid Temple studio. I'm going to make sure to leave your link in the description so everyone can go follow you and stay updated on everything that you're going to be pushing out. Thanks to everyone that tuned in to this episode with Choley here at Lucid Temple for the Spotlight. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you guys like the content. Give us a thumbs up on the video and hit the bell alert button to stay notified every time we drop. Dropping every week, live sets, podcasts, guests at tempos, a lot of segments, Don Talks. Stay subscribed, and we got content coming for you. Thank you guys for the support since day one, or for those just tuning in for the first time. We hope you guys stay continuing with us for the long ride, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much, Choley.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
you guys
you
very much. Hell yeah.
Peace.
Peace.